this live again is for people interested in a breath and voice workshop. I'm doing a 40-minute class. We'll take question answers at the end. So if you are not here for the workshop and if you're here to just comment time pass on my live, please leave. I request you humbly. Or peacefully stay in the live and don't comment nonsense. Thanks. Yeah. Check out your comments from. Oh God, there's a lot. Hey Punya, you're back. Hi Mama. Hi Shuchi. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone for logging in. Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Namaskar everybody. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Shalom. What's up? everybody, welcome to session 2 of Breath and Voice with Ritasha. To everyone who joined yesterday, thank you so much. I hope you've had time to reflect in the last 24 hours on your own breathing style, your own breath patterns. We'll do a quick recap from yesterday. Just quickly, let's check in with ourselves. Yesterday we went over breath. How do we breathe in our everyday life? How our breath changes based on situations. Are you breathing deeply? Are you breathing shallow? When you find yourself in tense situations, how does your breath change? Do you find breathing in deeper in those situations makes a difference? We explored that yesterday, so I hope you took the time to check that out. Then we also spoke about vocalizing, and we started the voice work, which I learned at drama school, the Catherine Fitzmaurice method. We started that, and then we had Meher come and talk to us about Suzuki. So I'm going to do a real quick recap about whatever we touched upon in Fitzmaurice voice work. Of course, the deep relaxation of the body, you know, how you start the warm up with a scrunch and a stretch and a shake, and in these 3 cycles of a scrunch, stretch and shake, you have to vocalize, make sound, because your body will be in uncomfortable positions, and that way that breath is going to those deep areas when you allow yourself to make sound from there. So we explored that yesterday. So feeding that tightness or feeding that tension with breath and then producing sound from there, right? What else did we do yesterday which comes under the Fitzmaurice voice work? Yes, grounding and centering, and the lower body being connected to, you know, the earth, and that's where you get your maximum power from, if you will. So we did that, and I want you guys to remember we were hanging down, and then we slowly started shaking our tailbones and slowly rising up vertebrae after vertebrae. All this while you are making sound, okay? So again, that discomfort or that tension, whatever is trapped in various parts of your body, is getting released because you are breathing in and making sound from that place. And when it gets hard, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in deeper into that space where you're feeling that tension. Is it in your lower back? You breathe deeper there and really envision the breath going in all the way over there. So yeah, we did that, and then how you come up to standing, and then it's your feet firmly planted on the ground, hip width distance, your shins stacked on top of your ankles, knees on shin, femur, hip socket, lumbar, thoracic spine, all the way up on your shoulders and then your head. So this, and when we come up to this position from when we roll up, again it's to check in with yourself and ask, is my body totally stacked one on top of the other? Is this how it was intended to be? So we give ourselves the feeling of traction. We surrender to the ground. From our feet, we roll front and back, finding the center. You don't want too much weight on the balls of your feet. You don't want too much weight on your heels. You want to find a good center and really just like sink into that. And yeah, imagine that roots are coming out, and you imagine that someone is pulling you up from here, and that feeling of being lengthened, and you really breathe into that. And at that point, you know, it's like you're focusing, you're looking straight ahead of you, what we call a soft focus. So you may be looking straight ahead, but you know everything that's going on, and your heightened awareness plays at that point, okay? So we did that, some grounding and centering work. Then my favorite part about yesterday was when Meher joined us to talk to us about Suzuki, the Tadashi Suzuki method of actor training. Love that. And I want to just recap a few things that she talked about. The main things of Suzuki are energy production, breath calibration, and the center of gravity. So pretty much ties into the same philosophy or the same methodology, if you will, of the Fitzmaurice voice work, where you're focusing all your energy to create energy in your body, even in Suzuki, so that your body needs more oxygen. And when you take in more oxygen, so your breathing will intensify. And as your breathing intensifies, the challenge is then to maintain your center of gravity, to keep it grounded. Yeah? So Meher taught us the sitting statues discipline of the Suzuki method. So you sit and you get into a position, and then from there you speak, and you really have to watch your breath in that, okay? One of the other important things Suzuki spoke about in his very famous essay, Culture is the Body, I think that's what it's called. He said the entire form that he has he taught, was again similar to what I said yesterday about being in two halves, how human beings after becoming modern have started functioning in two halves. So this is the non-animal energy, and lower down in the body is the animal energy. And he wanted to like sort of harness that power to revive the body's perceptive and expressive capacity, so that we can perceive the world in more ways than just the non-animal energy, the intellectual energy, to go to a more experiential, grounded, like quite not repressed energy, to really tap into that animal energy. So yeah, this was our quick recap from yesterday. If you're sticking around now, welcome to session 2 of Breathe and Speak with Ritasha. This is part of Book My Show's initiative called Theatre Live, The Stage Comes Home. So we have done all of this yesterday, and sorry for yapping away for too long. I hope you guys did have time to go into yourselves. Today, picking up from here, I want to just talk for a few more minutes about this animal energy and this lower body grounding and power that we are talking about, because a lot of the strength you need for voice as a performer comes from those deep reserves. We discussed yesterday how the body and the biology supports breath and voice. So there's no such thing as your voice. Your voice only exists because you breathe, and all of this biology within you is supporting that breath to make it voice. So we have, of course, you breathe in and you go to the lungs and all that, but based on that, what happens? There is your diaphragm, there is your larynx, there is your intercostal muscles, and everything, your back muscles, everything kind of supports, and then it goes through the vocal folds, and then the breath comes out, right? So when you want to be 100% present as a performer, to be able to really speak whatever lines you've been given, whether it's one line or whether it's 100 lines, whether you have the smallest role or the biggest role, it doesn't matter. On stage, presence is like the most important. Sometimes even without lines, actors can make a mark, and you'll be like, oh my god, that person was so good and they didn't even have one line. So it can be that breathing, that's when it's important, because breath is the first step to presence and to voice. Yeah, so where was I? Any comments? No, we're not going to look at comments. First step to first. Yes, correct, of course. So I want to take a moment to now bring in another name into the mix. Sorry, a lot of names. So we'll just do a recap of all the names we learned yesterday. Catherine Fitzmaurice, Tadashi Suzuki, Patsy Rodenberg. Today I'm going to bring you to Wilhelm Reich. So Wilhelm Reich is an Austrian doctor and psychoanalyst who came after the Freud generation. He was the second generation analysts. And you know what, Ronak, if you think this is boring, please leave the live. This is for people who actually want to learn, or for people who are interested. So please leave if you're not here to learn or be interested in acting or voice or breath. Go away. Where was I? Wilhelm Reich was a psychoanalyst and doctor. I'm just going to read to you a little bit from Reich's beliefs, or whatever you call it. Body-mind pioneer Wilhelm Reich asserted that the repression of our natural sexuality was the cause of many diseases and social ills. Emergence of sexual health as a topic of polite and even scholarly conversation has greatly to do with the genius of the psychiatrist Wilhelm Reich. Raised as an Austrian Jew the turn of the last century, he was a star student of Freud, but moved far beyond Freud's limitations. Freud had always maintained a mind-body duality and adhered to a lengthy therapy system of dream analysis and blah, 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 we don't care. In analyzing his patients, Reich, however, noticed physical manifestations intimately associated with thoughts and emotions. This again comes into what I was saying yesterday about how we store emotions in our body, like muscles store emotions. Source of tension often is to do with mental stress and emotions. Okay? Here we are. He began working on his patients' bodies as well as their minds to change their state. Reich improved the breathing and loosened the chronic tension in their muscles. And that, cha-ching, is the key to improve your breathing and loosen the chronic tension. Okay? Because tense muscles are not going to be supporting your voice when you are on stage or when you're in front of the camera, or even if you have to speak in a room full of people, tension is not going to serve you. So you really have to breathe into that. He developed a system of therapy called character analysis and formulated his theory of the function of the orgasm. Okay, we're going to pause here because you're like, orgasm? What? What does that have to do with voice, breath, acting, performing, any of that? Let's go back to yesterday when we were doing our moves, and I was asking you to vocalize. Many of those sounds we were making were like, whatever. They were not sensical in that sense, like they were not words. They were sounds which were more from our animal selves, right? And that's when I just want you to remember that. The kind of sounds that do come out, and people are like, so the first time in drama school when we were doing this exercise, literally we were in a room and we were like, it sounds like everyone is having an orgasm. Then we were presented with these notes a week later, and then it all made sense. So to Reich, the orgasm was not just for pleasure or procreation, but a means to re-equilibrate the entire energy system of the organism and a requisite for physical and psychic health. Reich felt that due to social conditioning, the vast majority of people were incapable of having what he called a total orgasm. He placed most causes of society's ill on sexual dysfunction. I mean, I agree with Reich over there. But, I mean, even in relation to acting. So he was basically suggesting, I'm going to skip to the important part now. He recognized that everything in the universe pulsates, from amoebas to stars. Everything continually expands and contracts according to a natural rhythm. There's a basic expression of existence inextricably involved with the overall life process of every organism. In humans, each of our organs and our biological and emotional functions expand and contract. The breathing, the beating of our heart, the inhalation and exhalation of our lungs, even our inward and outward moods are all governed by this fundamental mechanism. Chronic armoring prevents pulsation. Total orgasm dissolves the tension and rebalances or re-equilibrates the overall energy flow of the body. He seemed to see the full orgasmic experience as possessing a tremendous transforming power, capable of shattering an individual's feeling of isolation or alienation from the world. He was basically suggesting that having an orgasm had the capacity to permanently change our daily human consciousness. Right? Okay. That's it. That's it. So a lot of the breathing and vocalizing work we do is very primal in sound. It sounds sexual almost, but it's not. It's pure voice. It's pure sound coming from pure breath. Okay? I'll give you all a break. Take a moment, grab a sip of water. We're now going to get into the practical part of it, okay? Because it's very annoying for me. I don't like to talk while I'm doing the thing, but I mean, I have to, of course. So I'm trying to tell you all everything beforehand, whatever I want to discuss today. I just think the body is so amazing. And as actors, no, you only have this body. And that's what blows my mind. Ki actors have the opportunity to fully explore what's the potential of this inside and outside. Right. I hope you all can see me now. I'm gonna go behind. Whenever y'all are ready, let's get into yesterday's. We're gonna do 3 cycles of a scrunch, a stretch, and a shake. We're gonna vocalize from that space and really be free to vocalize. Even if you think you sound mad, just go for it. Okay? You don't see me. Yeah, you can. You can't see your ankle. Better. Okay. Scrunch everything from your little toe to your face. Scrunch it up. Stretch it out. Shake it out. Round 2. Slowly bring your knees to your chest. Scrunch. Stretch. And shake it out. So oftentimes you will go into a laugh or a cry, and that is totally normal, okay? Feel free, let your body do whatever it wants. It's way smarter than you are, it's way smarter than I am. Our bodies are very intelligent. They have that universal intelligence, okay? So just trust it and do. Woo! Okay, round 3, let's go into a scrunch. Into a nice stretch. Oh, really feel the elongation. Stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. And a shake. Shake it out. Great. Lie in Shavasana and just release your jaw. Make sure you don't have any tension in your jaw. Just release it. Let it out, let it out, let it go, let it go. If you want, massage your jaw a bit like Meher taught us yesterday, starting here behind, and just like slowly let that down. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth thrice. When you breathe out, let a sigh come out. Just sigh it out. I know it's been a hard few weeks, I'm sure. Everyone has a lot of shit going on. Just sigh. Close your eyes. Imagine all your bones are lava in your body. They are melted and they are just falling out of your body, through your spine, through your back. There are no more bones. You're just surrendered to the ground. Slowly, from this position, I want you to bring the soles of your feet together and close to your groin. As close as they can get. Touch your feet to each other like this and let your knees just fall down to the side. However they fall. I feel like I'll have to show you guys this demo because otherwise it's a bit complicated, okay? So what I'm saying here is feet together and just let them fall out, okay? Just fall out of the side, okay? And make sure the rest of your body is relaxed. You don't want to be holding tension anywhere. I imagine a lot of us have tense lower backs and tense upper backs and tense backs in general. Neck and back tension is major. So just make sure you let that go. Now your thighs are here, surrendered to the ground, fully weight down. I don't want you to hold any tension here. What we're going to do is I want you to slowly bring your knees together, but so slowly, so slowly that this entire process takes you maybe 4 to 5 minutes. Is that too long? I think that's too long for you all. Now we'll do 2 minutes. That's 120 seconds. So you can count to 120 in your head and you can do it, okay? Okay, some dumb comments, some nice ones. Okay, I don't care. Okay, so we go from here. You'll slowly start to bring them up. At some point, what's going to happen is that you're going to find it hard to bring them up and they're going to start shaking. That shaking is what we are looking for. That discomfort, that tremor is what we have to breathe into. Yeah. Feel free to make any sounds, Like right now, I am not going to feel conscious. It's going to sound ridiculous, but I have to do it. This is my process. This is what I do for myself as an actor so I can be fully present and vocally open when I'm on stage. Okay guys, so please I know it's not conventional, but I promise you it's so effective. If any emotions come up, let them surface. Cry, laugh, feel whatever you want to feel. A lot of us store tension in our pelvis and lower back and lower abdomen. At no point stop vocalizing. I'm sorry even I stopped for a second, but you have to continue. What you can do is gently press at the point which is your solar plexus, right where your rib cage ends and your abdominal muscles begin. Just a little lightly, just massage that and let the sound come from there also. You are just breathe into it. Just breathe into it and just breathe. When you're done, roll over to one side. Feel the expansion of your ribs. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes, come up to sitting, grab a sip of water. So the position we just did is called the butterfly, and what it does is you are causing this tremor to happen in your body. Essentially, you are making the tremor happen. When you're slowly bringing your knees together, those mini muscles which support all of this open up because they are slowly working to bring your knees together, and at every step you're breathing into that. You always have to breathe into that. I find this one very useful. This is the first one we learned at drama school, so I'm happy that I shared this with you all today. The pressing of the solar plexus is dicey. You don't want to press too hard. You just want to lightly massage it while you are in the position. So maybe you can activate more breath going to that area also. And about the sounds, man, what do I say? What do I say? In drama school, when we used to do these, we call this destructuring. So when we used to destructure, there always used to be a lot of rona dhona, a lot of laughing. It all changes, like things you don't even know exist in your body, things you may have forgotten about, emotions, memories which you have suppressed. Your body remembers those. You may not remember intellectually, but like on a sense level, literally on an atomic level, your body has sense memory. So when you go into these positions and when you release tension, you don't know what tension you're releasing. You could be releasing tension you built up today, or you could be releasing tension you've had since you were a 3-year-old. It can be as old as that because thoughts and emotions are stored in in our muscles. Okay? No, okay, sorry, this is not a weight loss workshop. This is a voice and breath workshop. So that was the butterfly. Now we are going to go into what we did yesterday, which is the cat and cow. And I'll just talk you all through that really quick. You want to maintain a tabletop, okay? So you can just give you all a demo. You want to maintain a tabletop, okay? Straight, knees under your hips, palms under your shoulders. You want to maintain a tabletop position, and then from here you want to Imagine that you're trying to touch the tip of your head to the base of your spine. Just imagine that. I mean, obviously it's not going to happen, but imagine it. So you curl up, and from here, whatever noise, whatever sound comes out, you have to make it. And then we'll go to a cow. Now the cow is like a little more relaxed. You know, you let your belly hang. I never want to see tension in your belly, guys. Don't suck your tummies in. Just let them hang out. Because that's where you're going to get support from. Go back into cat. Okay. So what cat and cow will do is it will help us access two separate sets of registers in the same exercise. So when we curl up, we are accessing our head and nose registers, and when we curl up, curl down, I guess, when we roll back up, when we curl up and we roll up, that's what we'll call it. When we are in cow, what happens is that we get an expansion and our chest cavity opens up and our thoracic cavity, all of that opens up, and you can start to use these lower registers, okay? Because range is important, guys. I mean, I could be talking to you in a high voice like that. And I will talk to you in this, I'm a drug mafia. I could be ready for any kind of vocal exercise, you know what I mean? I'm from Russia. Okay. I don't know, sorry. I was watching a show called Special Ops last night, and there was some Russian mafia in that. I'm really sorry. I don't mean offense to nobody. Fab it was though. Damn comedy. Yes, so Shant, you have asked me a very pertinent question. You are supposed to make sound while doing such an exercise because that is the only way your sound will, like when the tension will be released, is when you are in a position and you breathe in, and from that tension and from that discomfort you make whatever sound comes out. Now this is key. We can't be like, यार ये बड़ा अजीब sound कर रहा है, ये मैं sound कैसे बना सकता हूँ, ऐसा लग रहा है कि you know जो भी है. I don't care. Nobody cares. If your neighbor, I don't care. You tell them, sir आपको नहीं समझेगा, this is called destructuring, please. So you bindas through it, ठीक है? It's literally the most natural sounds that are coming out of your body. You have never been more natural or real in your life except for the time you were born. वो एक था बचपन वाला, मम्मी की पेट से निकल के रोना, और ये आज का, ये रियल एनर्जी है, आपकी रियल आवाज है, ये प्लीज याद रखो. You have to make sound from there. What can we do to increase our volume? See, now volume is based on support. We'll do question answers now first. Okay, we'll do a few question answers. I'll answer these one question. So, volume has to do with support. It has to do with projection. Based on the distance I want my voice to go, I will engage that many more parts of my physiology to support the breath. Okay? So if I really need to like project very far, and like imagine a 1200 seater audience, like 1200 seater theater, and you need to make sure your voice reaches the last row. You are engaging a lot more than just maybe you would for a room full of maybe 20 audience members, you know. People will make fun of it. No problem, Yashasvi, you have to do it. Let them make fun. At the end of the day, your voice will be open and free. You will be more like centered and grounded, and they will still be stuck up in their nonsense societal bullshit. Yeah. So that's what volume, and volume can only be worked on when you take in enough breath and you measure the breath and you know कि मेरे इतनी lines में मेरे को इतना breathing करना पड़ेगा और मेरा volume वहाँ तक पहुँचना पड़ेगा. And another trick is often when we are trying to speak louder, we tend to keep like leaning back. No, you speak and you try to maintain the center spine, you try to maintain those lines, and you really draw energy from the ground. I'm not kidding, yaar. You think this is all hocus pocus, but it's not. सच में धरती से एनर्जी आती है. I'm not kidding. That centering and grounding is damn important even for projection and volume. ठीक है? Ivan, just go away. Please fuck off. Whoever these people are commenting this nonsense, see your own structure means what? I'm not here for this nonsense, yaar. Okay, friends, let's get into cat cow. Then I'll scroll back up and see if there are any theatre-related questions or performance-related questions or breathing-related questions. Belly is loose. Release all tension in your neck. You don't want to be holding on to that tension. Release shoulder tension. Again, you don't want to keep any tension in your jaw. You want to keep your jaw loose. Okay? Keep it relaxed. Keep it easy breezy. We're gonna do this one more time. Give it your all. Really go into those tiny muscles wherever the tension is and just release it. Just release it. Just release it. Come back to tabletop when you are done. Roll back and get into a Vajrasan for me. Just gonna hop in front because I need to see. I'm gonna block some of you fuckers, you know? Ivan, you're blocked, asshole. Whoever else wants to be a piece of shit, you're gonna get blocked from this story. All of you are blocked. All of you are gonna get blocked. All blocked. Come here, comment shit, I block your asses. You understand? If you're not interested, leave. We don't need you and your negative energy. Be gone! Be gone! My life, my rules. So if you finish cat and cow, which I'm sure you have, come to Vajrasan. Vajrasan means this position. You're on your knees and you sit your bum on your feet. Okay? I'm going to give you a side view so that you all can get a good idea of what's happening in this situation. Okay? You can center yourself in this position also. Feet, butt, spine, lumbar, thoracic, everything. You can center yourself here also. Okay? A lot of Japanese performers, this is their starting position for no theatre. And that shit's hard. None of us can do it. Like, it's amazing. The Japanese people have some mad discipline. It's insane. I love it. Check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how are you breathing? Are you breathing deeply? Are you breathing shallow? What's happening there? Take a few deep breaths. And on the breath out, if you want to sigh, You can, sinking deeper into the relaxation. I want you to be there for a few seconds. What we're going to do next is an arch position, which is another new position I'm introducing for destructuring. So we have the butterfly, we have the cat and cow, we have the hanging down to rolling up, the standing one we did yesterday. So that's 3 positions. And the 4th one I'm going to teach you now is called a reverse arch. Okay? Now the reverse arch is going to be great to get the air into our lungs. And it's Corona season, man. You want your lungs to be strong. This workshop has so many benefits. You become a better person. You become a better actor. You become better lungs. And you said, go Corona, go. Okay? So that will happen. Let's build that lung shakti. Get into this position. On your knees, basically. You are standing like this. Knees hip width apart. This is going to feel a bit scary and a bit weird. Go slow. Don't injure yourself. Do as much as you can. Don't lean back too much if you can't. Whatever your limit is, you do that. Okay? And there are 2 variations. So the first one is this, where you're standing like this. Kneeling, sorry. Hands up. Push your hips in front. I don't want you to push your back behind. You don't want to bend back from here. You want to push this hip area in front. That's the difference. That's what we're doing. Okay? So you're here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Your body should be shaking by now. Breathe. Only your breath is going to support you at this point. Breathe. Do only as much as you can and then come back, center yourself and go in for a second round. This can go bad where you overstrain your vocal folds or your neck muscles. You don't want that shit. Trust me. And this time we're going to do the second variation, which is, I guess, a level up for more opening. So you put your toes on the mat. Your feet are up like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same position. But we're going to lean back and hold our ankles. Okay? And that is going to release a whole lot of shit. A whole lot of shit. This is again one of my favorite ones because it's one of the quickest fixes for me personally. Okay? Whenever you're ready, you can go into it. Go straight into child's pose. Flop your belly and go straight into child's pose and breathe into that. Knees apart. up whenever you are ready to. Oh my god, that shook me, but like in a great way. Fuck, I feel amazing. Woo! Yeah! Ooh la 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 la, oh. 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 Ooh la 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 la. Yeah. आज जाने की जिद ना करो. Assuming it was that low, I'm gonna talk to you all like this now the whole day in whatever voice I want, because now my voice is open and I can do time pass. Time pass. Yeah, sorry, बहुत मैं over carry हो गई. This brings us at 45 minutes of our class. I think we're done. Thank you, Akshay, for saying that there are people here who really want to learn. Hey Anshika, what's up? Nice to have you all here. Yeah, Japanese diet is raw food mainly. You know, that's why they're so fit and healthy. And meanwhile, here we are eating carbs on carbs like aloo paratha. Why do we need aloo paratha? But why is it also so tasty? It's like a carb within a carb. Too bad. Okay. So there are no real questions here. There are no real questions. There are no hi hero. Happy your baby is joined and you're all watching together. So that's it, you all have no questions. Then we'll go into our last position now. We'll get to standing, we'll do a bit of grounding. Okay? Because you all are not interested. Mereko lag raha hai. My phone is just like, yeah, now it's in a good position. Okay. Should we do one squat? Should we do a how to measure breath? Okay, that's a good question, Ankita, you have asked. Ideally, okay, let me now answer this in two parts. This is the question appropriate for when you have a lot of text to go through and not enough space to breathe. So for that, you need to physically mark out what are your inhalation points. So you'll be like, then I have to take in a breath before I speak the next line. And actually in good writing or any kind of writing, really good writing mainly, every new line and every new thought is a new breath. Okay, so look at a simple. I'll pick up one of these random books. Okay. Like Shakespeare, for example, he will tell you when to breathe. He gives you space to breathe. We'll pick up some text from here. I'm just gonna. Where's this book start? No. So he wrote in pentameter. To tell he longs to see his son was strong, but let him say so then and let him go. But let him swear so and he shall not stay. We'll whack him hence with distaffs. My bad. So I need to figure this out, how to measure breath in this. But I think to tell he longs to see his son was strong, but let him to tell he longs to see his son was strong, but let him say so then, and let him go, but let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with distaffs. Some kind of syllable gadbad is going on here. Shakespeare भाई कुछ तो बोलना चाह रहे हैं इसमें, मेरे को नहीं समझ रहा है basically. But when I say measure breadth, it's like you have to say, I can't, I'm answering this question very badly. It literally means that you take your piece of text and you figure out मेरे को कब अंदर सांस लेना है और मेरे पास ये लाइन बोलने के लिए कितना सांस लगेगा. Based on that तुम उतने ब्रेथ लो. छोटा लाइन है तो छोटा ब्रेथ लो ना. Does learning Indian classical music help with voice? Yes, of course, absolutely. I also started learning classical little bit. It really does help the actors. But I mean, it really depends on your teacher, because a lot of teachers are also very purist and very ये शास्त्रीय संगीत ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. They don't understand the connection it has with stage and performance for actors. Surely for singers, yes, but most singers, oh my god, I'm down with my last 2 minutes of this live, but most singers are this is it guys, the live is over, I'll have to end it. I don't know what to do. Oh my god, this is shook. Voice modulation in high volume without giving you a feeling of shouting. Again, that is when you're well supported, when you breathe enough. Like rappers do. Exactly. You know, Ankit, rappers measure their breath so well. I wish I could rap for you right now, but I can't. Yashasvi, your question is not related to this live. Please go. I didn't block you yet, but I will. If you talk shit again. How do you detox your mind? Breathing helps. Breathing will help you in almost anything and everything. Okay? I will put up a few snippets of these stories and all. We will continue this discussion. You have this week. Observe your breath. Go deeper. Do this warm-up every day if you want. We have 4 positions. We have the butterfly. We have cat and cow. We have this reverse arch. And we have Meher sitting statues, which she told us about. And you start to speak from here and you keep your back straight and keep everything open. So we have that. So you do these things and I'll keep sharing bits and pieces. Thank you so much for tuning in and watch out for the rest of Theatre Live by Book My Show. The Stage Comes Home. I love you all.